The Future of Truth and Misinformation Online. In late 2016, Oxford Dictionaries selected post-truth as the word of the year, defining it as relating to or denoting circumstances in which objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief. The following section presents an overview of the themes found among the written responses, including a small selection of representative quotes supporting each point. Leah Lievrouw, professor in the Department of Information Studies at the University of California, Los Angeles, observed, "So many players and interests see online information as a uniquely powerful shaper of individual action and public opinion in ways that serve their economic or political interests. Marketing, politics, education, scientific controversies, community identity and solidarity, behavioral, nudging, etc." While propaganda and the manipulation of the public via falsehoods is a tactic as old as the human race, many of these experts predicted that the speed, reach and low cost of online communication plus continuously emerging innovations will magnify the threat level significantly. A professor at MIT observed, "I see this as problem with a socio-economic cure. Greater equity and justice will achieve much more than a bot war over facts." The fading of news media contributes to the problem. They said these factors and others make it difficult for many people in the digital age to create and come to share the type of common knowledge that undergirds better and more responsive public policy. Jim Hendler, professor of computing sciences at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, commented, "The information environment will continue to change, but the pressures of politics, advertising and stock return-based capitalism rewards those who find ways to manipulate the system. So it will be a constant battle between those aiming for objectiveness and those trying to manipulate the system." Subtheme: weaponized narratives and other false content will be magnified by social media, online filter bubbles and AI. They note that the public's move away from more traditional mainstream news outlets, which had some ethical standards, to consumption of social news feeds has weakened mainstream media organizations, making them lower-budget operations that have been forced to compete for attention by offering up clickbait headlines of their own. A project leader for a science institute commented, "We live in an era where most people get their news via social media and it is very easy to spread fake news. Algorithmic solutions to replacing human judgment are subject to hidden bias and will ultimately fail to accomplish this goal." Most of these experts do not expect there will be a perfect system, but they expect advances. If there is a great amount of pressure from the industry to solve this problem, which there is, then methodologies will be developed and progress will be made to help mitigate this issue in the long run. Bart Nienenberg, researcher on decision-making and recommender systems and assistant professor of computer science at Clemson University, said, "Two developments will help improve the information environment. 1. News will move to a subscription model, like music, movies, etc. However, non-certified, compelling but untrue information will also proliferate. The veracity of information will be linked to how much the source is perceived as trustworthy. We may, for instance, develop a trust index and trust will become more easily verified using artificial intelligence-driven technologies." Willie Curry, a longtime expert in global communications diffusion, wrote, "The apparent success of fake news on platforms like Facebook will have to be dealt with on a regulatory basis, as it is clear that technically minded people will only look for technical fixes and may have incentives not to look very hard, so self-regulation is unlikely to succeed. There are always potential compromises when our communication networks are based on human-coded technology and hardware. This is less the case with analog-first, digital-second systems. These are the bedrock institutions much of the public has relied upon for objective, verified, reliable information undergirded by ethical standards and a general goal of serving the common good." Maha Vujovic, senior copywriter for the Comtrade Group, predicted, "The information environment will be increasingly perceived as a public good, making its reliability a universal need."